waking up early. I had some stuff on my mind. I'm looking at the title of this video, and I'm looking at my what I'm wearing. And I have to say, yo, I'm a Tar Heel, dude. I went to school there. But I tell you what, man, Duke Medical Center has treated so many of my family members, and in this particular case, I felt the need to kind of say something about it. Dr. Govert, pulmonologist at Duke Medical Center, and the Duke Medical team beat the Widowmaker, a 45-minute bout CPR. Got a family member. This guy, he gets out and he plants his garden every year, right? In the last year or so, he didn't, because he was kind of fatigued because of a couple of things that happened. Not to get into his history. And he set up an appointment with the doctor last November or so, because he wanted to find out what the problem was, what the issue is. And he went in. He got to the hospital. Now, mind you, he parked the car, went into the Duke Medical Center. I'm pretty sure they got elevators, right? He saw the doctor, and he says, "All right, let's walk." He says, you said you've been getting fatigued, so he said, "Well, let's just walk up and down the hall and see how things go." They walk up once, everything's good. They walk back. They walk back down, and my family member goes, "I think I'm feeling tired right about now." No sooner than he said it, did he finish saying those words, the way I understand it, he dropped to the floor, against the wall, and this doctor, and I hope I got the right one, but whatever the case, the Duke medical staff over there, they went into care, because I'm pretty sure they had to move him, and he's not fat. He's just, he's like, look, everybody in my family is bigger than me, okay? So to me, everybody's big. But he's, a taller guy, you know what I'm saying? So I'm pretty sure they had to move him, but they administered 45. Now, think about this for a second. When you're looking at the movies, right, you see these people going, it's hard to imagine doing anything for 45 minutes straight. I can't think of many things that I would even, want to do for 45 minutes straight. We all have a few. Play video games or play basketball, but still, you running for 45 minutes. You're doing something for 45 minutes, right? They got him stabilized after that. They had to reduce his temperature, to keep him, good. I'm pretty sure they probably had to induce a coma just so that he would be okay. Yeah, man, if he had not been there, he wouldn't be here. And what's I wouldn't say as amazing as that, out, but sitting there talking to him, listening to his story, you wouldn't know any of this happened. Like if you took a before and an after snapshot, and I'm in entertainment to a certain extent, so I have to observe things in a crowd, right? I have to observe what's going on, and so I'm not a novice at observing things and people, and it's amazing that he has full faculty to the extent that he does. I mean, because the oxygen. So let's get into what the Widowmaker actually is, because I think that's important. Because I had a neighbor. He died from a heart attack, and it was pretty. It was pretty. It was pretty sudden. And from what I understand, this type of heart attack is pretty much what is pretty sudden. I'm sorry, I'm trying to multitask here. Let me see. Actually, let me get this article up before I get into that. But yeah, but in his case, he walked every day. As far as anything that happened outside of what I could see, I don't know. He could have had some fatigue. Um, People may complain of maybe some heartburn, maybe some pain on the left hand side, and I'm going off of memory on what I looked up about this, because I didn't want to come, because I wanted to be a doctor when I was in younger, but after my grandfather, you know, passed away, things changed, and my trajectory changed after that. But I continued with my bio major, and so I know enough to say, hey, I graduated. I had to take a few biology classes, chemistry, math, all that, physiology, physics, just enough to be dangerous. So what happens with this particular, and I don't want to seem like I'm an expert in any of this, but anybody can go on the internet and look up to see what this Widowmaker is. And what it actually is all right. So after the blood comes out of the, what is it, the left ventricle, it goes into what is it? It goes into the left atrium, where it pumps the blood out into the body. Okay. Now, what happens is that the heart actually needs blood too, right? It's a organ that pumps the blood, but it needs blood to be able to stay moist. It's got to stay, so the heart pumps it out into what was the name of it? I want to say it was the I could talk. I bet Carlos Jean and O'Shea, they could talk all about this, but I'm trying to think of the actual um, part of the. I don't want to say the wrong name. Anyway, It's an artery that goes to the front side of the heart and also to the back side of the heart. And where it splits, sometimes it keeps the lower, what is the lower into, gosh, man, I'm sounding all crazy over here. Anyway, when there's a blockage in there, the heart's not getting blood. It's pumping the blood, but it's not getting blood. And if the heart's not getting blood, it's gonna stop. And that's what makes it so lethal. Because once that stops, the rest of it, number one, uh, your brain's not getting blood. Your brain's gonna shut down. Nothing else is. I mean, because it's gonna harden. It's you know how when you cut yourself, you know you get you know just that's the blood stops flowing, and it's just sitting there on your and it scabs up. It gets dry. Well, that's pretty much what happens once it stops moving, and it's not getting the oxygen. It's not picking up that stuff anymore, and it's not circulating. It just atrophies. So that's what makes it so daggone lethal. And I wish I had somebody on here who could explain this way better, because looking this stuff, actually, I'm just going to look up anatomy, heart anatomy. I can explain it better if I just know the parts of the heart. Okay, so what happens is like the body sends blood to what is it, the right atrium through the superior and inferior vena cava, right? Then it goes into the right ventricle. The right ventricle sends it to the lungs, where it picks up the oxygen, right? It picks up the oxygen, it goes through all the capillaries. That's why if you smoke, if you drink, you know, it makes it more difficult on your lungs and your heart, because you don't have as much oxygen being picked up through anatomy. Right. Images. There we go. Aorta. There we go. Let's look at this one. How about that one? Is there a good one? Looking at this. Left anterior. Where's the LAD? Where's the LAD? It's called the LAD. LAD heart. And you got the circumflex. Right. LAD. Okay, so there it is. Circumflex artery and left anterior descending. So that's what it is. All right, let's look at this one. I don't know if I'm going to be able to show it. Let's just do this screen share. You can just do this. I apologize for being so raw and bad, but I just want you guys to be able to see this, just so you can understand how important it is to, you know, just take care of yourselves, man. I don't know. I mean, I do it. I complain about the medical industry. You know, we all do it. It's easy to do when you see a lot of these things that come out in the newspapers about where they went wrong, but what they don't tell you is where they went right. You know. Sorry, I'm gonna turn this off real quick because this is important. They don't tell you where they went right a lot of times. This story right here that I'm telling y'all right now, you won't hear it in the news. They don't tell you all the successes they have. You know, it's kind of like you in the military. You just saved some dude's life, He has full brain capacity, but the only people who's going to know about it is the people that helped him. And they don't brag. They don't go around and say, yo, dude, check this out. Yo, man, I saved this dude's life today. Every day. Right? They do these things every day. And I'm like, and I'll be first to tell you, man, I'm like a Dr. Sebi type of dude. But even Dr. Sebi, when he was alive, he was more on the autoimmune side. Most of the things he spoke of were on autoimmune diseases, how to reverse, how to cure those types of things. And I know that's controversial, but I just told y'all that thank you to these people who saved. Now, that was trauma brought on by autoimmune. If you have an autoimmune disease, it's putting, or even a deficiency, or if you have an autoimmune or nutritional deficiency that's putting strain on your body, that is trauma. Okay, so we're really putting trauma on our own bodies every day, knowingly in a lot of cases and unknowingly in other cases. So this trauma, you got to have people who know how to deal with it, who can deal with it, who are equipped to deal with it. And these doctors are dealing with it. And, you don't, they don't have like the doctor awards. It would be awesome if Dr. Govert from Duke Medical Center. Look, I'm a Tar Heel, dude. I'm touting Duke over here. It's okay. He saved my family member's life. Those guys over there saved some of my family members' lives. I could think of 3 right now, just right off the top. But they don't have the doctor awards on TV telling you these stories where these doctors are saving people's lives in the middle of a hallway like that, just out. Whoa. Hello. We got these people, these stars on TV that we put on there and we glorify them. And we don't hear anything about, not to go, boys in the hood on you or nothing. But they either don't know or don't show what these doctors are doing, when they saving people's lives. They only show you when they fall short. So I guess if I were to say anything, I would say try to have a balanced appreciation for the issues, especially when it comes to some of these doctors, because when you're dealing with trauma to the body, man, it's a lot of moving parts to that thing. So let's get into what this thing is here. I had it on screen a second ago. So all right. So where is my screen? There we go. All right. So here, let's see, the right coronary artery that goes around the back side of the heart, right? And then you got the left coronary artery that wraps around the front, so that I guess so it could have like a even Steven blood flow into the heart, right? So now this blood is coming from the left ventricle, right? It's coming out the the left atrium into the aorta. Yeah. Right here at this left anterior descending artery. If that piece right there, I need to show a live. They have one. You'll see where they have to put a stent in. It kind of looks like this right here. Like, let me see, right corner. Okay. Anterior interventricular. Now I might have to go to YouTube for this one because I saw a really good YouTube video where it showed the thing Widowmaker. What's that? Yeah, and I know it's this is a serious topic, man, but and I put this title on here because I don't know, I guess I feel like they don't get enough, and this is just one doctor. I'm sure other doctors have had success stories, but this was one that I knew about. Well, I couldn't find. Anyway, go look it up. I mean, you know what I'm saying. And take care of yourselves. Take care of your body. Let's all try to do better, because I'll be the first one to tell you, man. I love some nitrates and nitrites. You know what I'm saying? That bacon be good, dude. That pepperoni. Ooh, pizza. Got the cheese on it. Man. I mean, I'm getting my vegetables right. It has tomato sauce on it. Right? With all that bread paste. That paste. You eat with it. I mean, I'm sorry. The dough. Crust and whatnot. The cheese, that thick, that stuff. And, man, it's so good. So good. Nice and cheesy. Makes you feel good to put some vegetables on it, though. I'm getting my vegetables. I mean, we know what we're doing. It's just feels so good to be so bad sometimes. So it's all about, I guess, I don't know, what can we do? We can just try to do better. Just try to do a little bit better than we did last time, because you never know if you're gonna have the same kind of blessings or luck, if you want to call it that, being in the right place at the right time when something bad happens. Not everybody can do that. So one last time, I want to thank the staff over there. Appreciate it, and keep on doing what you guys do over there. Hey, we can all do better some kind of way. But you guys don't get the I guess the notoriety for your successes. And you can look, I guess you can look in any area. Sometimes it just seems like only the bad stuff gets pushed to the forefront. And it's a shame, because it gets clicks, As if bacon and and I hate to bang on bacon and sugar. I get up in the morning and I put sugar and milk in my coffee first thing in the daytime. Sugar, that's just as bad as the other way. The fat, it turns into fat. All that sugar. And I'm the type of dude who tries to stay healthy, man. I'll be taking my herbs, burdock, sarsaparilla, dandelion, red clover. What else I got in there? I got the dandelion root and flower, leaves, whatever. I tell you, man, white willow, uh, for pain. I mean, I got stuff that helps clean the liver, which helps clean the blood, and helps work. It helps with the kidneys, but still, I only do that every once in a while now. I used to do it like every few days, just to, but I'm still drinking my coffee with all that sugar, and I even try to put what's that agave nectar in my tea. All right, I make my teas and I try to do what I can, but I feel like if I do a little bit more, it'll be even better. So, yeah, don't be hating on the vegans or anybody who don't eat meat, because that, hell, I don't know if that's the way to go, but it seems a lot better way to go than because I know you can get your I guess protein, amino acid builders in other ways. So if you're gonna do it, at least learn about it and find out how, and get different perspectives on the different things. What I like to do is I like to look at and see who lives the longest. All right, what do they eat? What do they do? And sometimes you look at it and be like, all right, how do they live? That's one of the things about some of these exposés on the longest living people in the world. They show you what they do and how they live, but and then they ask them what they eat. They don't sit there and see how they farm the food, what they do on a daily basis. It's only like, oh, this dude's a million years old, and they don't show you the inner workings of the things that they do that lend itself to longevity. My guess is that these people move a lot. They may have to move a lot in order to eat. I don't know. Some of these people say, yeah, my key is to drink a bottle of scotch every day. I haven't heard that one seriously on a serious note, but some people, they say, hey, I do this and I eat that, but in moderation. Maybe that's it. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is, but all I'm saying is we can all do a little bit better. It's probably went way too damn long, but hopefully I got everything I wanted to say out. Mainly, I want to say thank you, and don't be banging too hard on the medical community, because there's a lot of stuff we don't see that they do that helps. Now there problems, but this isn't that video. So peace out, be good, try to be a little bit better with the health thing, and I'm gonna try to later.